Yo, what's up, JD? It's your boy York 6 while I'm on the spaceship, you know what I mean? Today I'm just here to give you that education, you know what I mean? Share a little bit about my experiences in life that I want to pass on to you guys as knowledge. Now, you see, today I'm going to talk about narcissistic people, you know what I mean? I'm not one person to judge people or classify people or generalize people or sterilize people. One of the reasons is because I've watched myself grow into one of the most amazing men I know in life. You know, especially mentally, when it comes to financial literacy as well, when it comes to, you know, handling people as well, nurturing relationships as well, not relationship when it comes to sex, women or whatever. I mean like relationships between, you know, colleagues, friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And one thing I noticed in people, because one thing we do as people too is we keep categorizing everybody. Like when a man wants to say something about a woman, he generalizes them to make it look like, oh, the women gender is like the worst gender. And when women want to say things sometimes, they make it look like the men gender have like the worst gender. But whereas that's not necessarily the case. It's a human thing. They're good humans, they're bad humans, and they're humans you just don't get along with because of their mental capability, you know, to process your own reality. We're all living in different realities, even if it's one world, we're all living in different realities, you know what I mean? So that brought me to talking about narcissistic people, dealing with them and what it's like dealing with them and how best is it to deal with them, because these people can drive you crazy. Literally, I'm not even playing with you. Like, listen, I was in the worst headspace in my life and I didn't even know it. You know, it was so terrible. I started seeking therapy because I thought something was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with me. Nothing at all. As a matter of fact, in my therapy session, it was established what the problem was. And I didn't have a problem. I was just dealing with narcissists. And what happens with narcissistic people is, once they don't get what they want, you become the narcissist. You become them to them. And they start to impose all this, oh, it's not this, it's going this way. It's not literally going that way. It's just not going the way that they want it. So in that case, there's a narcissistic thing happening in their head. Not because you are being narcissistic, no. Because what they want in their head is not what's happening. And that's when the narcissism really kicks in for them. And they start acting based on their perception in their head, not based on general knowledge, general concept, human dealing or inhuman dealing, nothing. All of that doesn't matter. You become the bad person. And guess what happens sometimes? Because I know there's a lot of people sitting down right now thinking and asking themselves like, is there something wrong with me? Or like whatever. Here's what happens, right? Now, when you're with a narcissistic person, they bring out toxic characters and toxic traits out of you. You know why? Your brain as a human being, you're not built to deal with certain things. Like when you wake up in the morning, your brain might tell you need to brush your mouth. If you got work, your brain might tell you need to go to work and stuff like that. When you wake up in the morning and you work a 9 to 5, your brain doesn't tell you, oh, you got to be at the gym by 8 p.m., by 8 a.m. or by 9 a.m. No, you got to be at work at that time. Your brain is not telling you, oh, you got to fight or whatever. No. So what happens is this. When you get into situations where your brain wasn't built to process the reaction naturally, you react out of impulse. And at that point in time, you are most likely to use the gamma state of your mind than the beta or alpha state of your mind, which helps you make the best decisions. So here's an example. If you were driving on the road, right? You're on the right lane. You're on the right lane. And there was somebody else on the wrong lane, driving on your lane on the opposite side. And it's coming straight up to you. There's about to be a collision, right? And you find out about this almost last minute, or what's happening, you're not processing it right because you're like, this guy can't possibly be on a one-way heading straight to hit me. Now what happens is, once it gets to that point where an accident is about to happen, your brain doesn't think about making the best decision because your brain is not used to people driving on a one-way coming to almost hit your car. So do you know what to do in that situation? you do the best thing you can think of. If there's more space on your right, maybe you swipe to the right immediately, or if there's more space on your left, maybe you swipe to your left immediately. Now, in a normal situation, what you're supposed to do is look at your side mirrors and look at your rear view mirrors to make sure there's nobody on the side or nobody behind you so you don't cause an accident. But while your brain is in that state of shock, where you have to react and do something immediately that you're not used to doing, you might swipe to the left, swipe to the right, or make a decision without caring about what happens next. Now you understand where I'm going with this. So it's the same thing. When you're with somebody that's toxic and they do something you're not used to processing, you're most often like to react in a toxic way because you got a toxic reaction that you're not used to, and there's only one way to react to it. It's like you step out in the street and you're gonna get something, and all of a sudden somebody hits you. Chances are, if you size that person and you feel like, yo, I could take this person on or some shit like that, you know what I mean? You might react back by wanting to hurt that person back in the same way they hurt you. Now, in your right state of mind, you're not going to do something like that. Or maybe somebody triggers you in the same type of way that you're not used to handling in your alpha, because your alpha was not built to handle toxicity. Most of us, we build our minds and we build our brains to face our daily challenges, our financial struggles, or whatever it is we have as dreams or ambitions. We don't build it for narcissistic or toxic people or whatever. I don't know about other people, but myself and most of the people around me, their life and their mentality is built around their dreams and their vision and things that they want and love. You feel me? So I just feel like I should share this out there because I feel like there's so many people going through a lot, you know what I mean? And sometimes, most especially guys, I gotta be honest, like guys go through a lot and they're not able to understand what's really going on. And I understand that a lot of men are very resistant to therapy. They don't see the essence of it and stuff like that. But man, I gotta tell you, man, it's one of the best things that could ever happen to your life. And you don't even need a lot of sessions to understand the whole concept of therapy, what it's meant for, why you need it, and stuff like that. Oftentimes, it's the other side that needs the therapy. That's just the truth. It's the person that's most resistant to it that actually needs it the most. But here we go, JDs. Life of the real and the famous. I'm always going to keep it real with you guys. If you guys got any other topics you guys want me to touch on, I'm here to use my story, my lifestyle, and everything to motivate people into becoming better and greater JDs. It's all love. I got so much music coming this year. I'm so happy I'm finally in the space I want to be musically and getting better as a person through my life. And I want to say thanks to all of you guys that have been rocking with me since day one. And take it easy when you're dealing with narcissistic people. They can be delusional sometimes. They can't be delusional sometimes. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. They only pick the moments that matter to them in their head. You can be with a narcissistic person for 1 year, and everything you did in that 1 year will not exist the day they feel you did something wrong. They will build their whole mindset and their perception about you over the wrong things that you have done. First of all, I don't mess with people that do that. You know what I mean? I don't mess with people that do that because as human beings, we're all flawed. So if you're going to pick flaws over perks, good for you. You're never going to find a good thing to see in the next person. That's just it. So it's 6 way. You know what I mean? They say love your neighbor as you love yourself. Anybody that don't show enough love ain't got enough love. That's it, period. JD Way, big love. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep dropping more videos for you guys like this. As long as you keep showing love, keep hitting that subscribe button, keep streaming the music, and keep being a JD. That's the greatest part of my life right now, being a JD. Love, guys. 6 way.